everybody, welcome back. So today we are going to be making a shamrock necklace in honor of St. Patrick's Day this next week. So grab your Red Heart Super Saver yarn and your pattern off of yarnspirations.com. I'll put the link down below. And once you've got your supplies, let's get started making our shamrock necklace. All right, everybody, let's get started making our Shamrock Charm Necklace for St. Patrick's Day next week. So what you're going to need is the pattern if you want to follow along with me. I'll put the link in the description box down below for you. You're going to need your yarn. So I'm going to be using Red Heart Super Saver, and you need two colors. You need the Paddy green, which is a dark green, and then you need a spring green, which is a bit lighter, so you can use it for your shamrocks. You're also going to need some scissors, a yarn needle for weaving in your ends, and a 3.75 millimeter hook to make your shamrocks and your charm necklace. And once you've got all your supplies, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started making our shamrocks. So you're going to want to make, well, you can make as many as you want, but I'm going to make about 7 of them to put on my necklace. So what you want to do is to start off, and you're going to make a chain 2 to begin. 1, 2. Once you've done that, you're going to put 6 single crochets in that second chain from your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4, 5, and 6. Once you've done 6, you're going to find that first single crochet you made, and you're going to slip stitch into it. So if you have to count back from the last stitch you did, count back 6 and slip stitch into that first single crochet you made. Okay, and now to make the leaf part of your shamrock, what you're going to do is, it's called a cluster stitch. So you're going to chain 3 to begin. 1, 2, 3. Then what you're going to do is yarn over, go into the stitch where you chained out of, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then keep those. You're going to have 2 more loops left on your hook. Keep them there, then yarn over again, and you're going to do the same thing you just did. Into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you should have 3 loops on your hook. And we're going to do it one more time. Yarn over, in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you've got a total of 4 loops on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. And that makes one of your little shamrock petals. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch you have, and then slip stitch into the next one after that, and now you're going to do another petal. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, back into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you've got 3. One more time. Yarn over, in, pull through 2 loops. Now you have 4. Then what you're going to do is yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and then slip stitch into the next stitch to anchor your petal or your leaf, and then slip stitch into the next stitch after that. And now you're going to do your third and final petal. So 1, 2, 3, then yarn over into that same stitch where you slip stitched and chained 3 out of, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, leaving 2 loops on your hook. Then yarn over into the space, pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, leaving the 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over one more time into the space and yarn over and pull through the 2 loops, leaving with 4. Then you're going to pull through all 4 loops just like that. Now we're going to do the stem portion. So you're going to slip stitch into this stitch only, and then you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook, and then slip stitch in the next one, and you're going to slip stitch all the way down to the bottom, to the very first stitch you made, and then slip stitch back into that very first, right where you started. Now what you're going to do is fasten off, cut your tail, weave in your ends, and once you've weaved in your ends, you can make as many shamrocks as you wish, however many you want on your charm necklace. But what we're going to do is we're going to put those aside, and we're going to make a little hat for our charm necklace. Or you could just make shamrocks, that's up to you. So to make the hat, you need to start with a slip knot. Start with a slip knot and chain 6 to begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and then all the way across. You should be left with 5 stitches in total. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then single crochet in each stitch across again. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do 3 and 4. So you're going to repeat the last row you just did. So repeat row 2, and you're just going to do it 2 more times. Okay, so that was row 3. We're going to chain 1 and turn and do row 4. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to switch colors to the darker green for a minute. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to slip it on, and I'm going to chain 1 with my new color. Drop my tail, and I can weave it in later. And then you're just going to repeat row 2. Just go straight across. Like that. And you can trim your color, both of them. Put your dark green aside, and you're going to switch back to your light green to finish off your hat. So chain 1, drop your tail. You can weave all your tails in later. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. So that was 1, 2, 3. And this counts as a double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 4 more double crochets in the first stitch. So yarn over in the first stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 1. We're going to do 3 more. Okay, that's 2. 3. And 1 more. That's 4. And then you're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So half double crochet is the same as, almost the same. So what you're going to do is yarn over in the stitch, pull up a loop till you have 3. Then you're just going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's 2, 1 more. Okay, and now what we're going to do is 5 double crochets in the last stitch. So that's, whoops, not a half double crochet. We want to do a double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we're going to do 4 more with 5 in total. 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to fasten off. Okay. And we're going to weave in all of our tails, and you can make the buckle. Okay. I went and weaved in all the ends in my hat. So I'm going to take my white yarn, and I'm going to go through, have the right side facing me, and I'm going to go through the back, and I'm going to try and pick the spot as close to the middle as I can get to start making my buckle. So just leave a little tail. You can sew it in later. And then I'm going to try and make a little square around where that dark green space is as best as I can. And then I'm just going to go back in through the front, or go through the back to the front. Then I'm going to go back in that stitch that I went into. And then I'm going to come out of the stitch I started and go across. And then I have a little buckle. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to trim my end. I'm actually going to weave my, tie my tails together. Just in a loose-ish knot so they don't come undone. Now if you want to, you can weave them in or trim your tails. It's up to you, however you want to finish it off. But there is our little hat and our 7 shamrocks. And like I said, you can make as many hats, many shamrocks as you want for whatever you want to put on your charm necklace. I'm going to stick with 7 and a hat. So we're just going to move these to the side. And now what we're going to do is make the charm portion of our necklace. Now let's make the large, you can make a long necklace or a short necklace. So whatever size you want for you is fine. But we're going to make the long one today. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a chain. Start with our slip knot, and we're going to make a chain. And we're going to chain 48 to get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you were making the short necklace, you would stop at 43. But if you're making the long one, you're going to go to 48. So that's 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, so I've got my first beginning chain of 48. Now what I'm going to do is actually grab one of my shamrocks. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slip stitch in the top of the shamrock as best as I can. Because you're going to do your best to aim for the center. And you're just going to slip stitch into that shamrock to attach it to your charm necklace. And we're going to make both the short and the long necklace because they'll fit together like a puzzle. Now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to attach another shamrock. Again, attaching them in the very middle as close as you can get. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a chain of 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now what we're going to do is we're going to attach our hat. And again, we're going to do that right in the middle of the hat. Just going to do a slip stitch at the top of the hat. And now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 15 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we're going to attach another shamrock in the center with a slip stitch. Okay. And then we're going to chain 13 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And here's our last shamrock on our long necklace. Again with a slip stitch. And then to finish off the long necklace, you're just going to chain 48. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll meet you once you've hit the end of your chain 48. I just finished my last chain of 48, and I'm just going to fasten off and trim my end and just pull it through. And this is the long portion of our shamrock necklace. So I'm just going to put this to the side, and I'm going to work on the short version. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to start with a chain of 43 to begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to meet you at the end of the chain 43, and we'll attach our last remaining shamrocks together. So here's our chain of 43, and I'm going to attach my very first shamrock. And there's only 3 shamrocks on the short version of our necklace. So again, like we did with the long one, just attach it in the center as best you can with a slip stitch. And then what you're going to do is chain 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13. Grab another shamrock and slip stitch into the top of it in the center as close as you can get. And then chain 13 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And attach our last and final shamrock to our short necklace. There we go. And then all you're going to do now is chain 43 again. And once you've done 43 chains, I will show you how to fasten off, and we'll finish our necklace together. Finish my chain of 43. So what we're going to do is just, again, fasten off like we did before. Trim. Put your green yarn aside. You don't need it anymore. Pull through with your loop. Now to position your necklace, the short should be going inside of the long. Kind of like this. Trying to make sure that your shamrocks and stuff aren't really twisted as best as you can. And then you're just going to tie all 4 ends together. I'm just going to double knot them. And then I'm going to tie all the other 2. Once I've got all 4 ends tied together, I'm going to tie those 2 ends together, and then I'm going to weave my ends in. That way it looks all neat and tidy and ready to wear. Now, if you wanted to, you probably could attach it to like a clip or something to help you wear it. Okay. And there we go. And I'm just going to maybe attach these 2 ends together right here. And there's our necklace. And there we have it, everybody. We made a wonderful, cute little shamrock necklace to go with St. Patrick's Day next week. So don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and I will see you next week